Hello everyone and welcome to a No Man's Sky video showing the brand new Community Expedition game mode that came out with the Expeditions update. Now the Community Expedition is essentially a limited time event. As you can see, there is 1 month remaining in this game mode, and it is a series of objectives that you complete in a brand new save file. And as you complete these objectives, you start out earning some rewards just in the save itself, but slowly you start to earn some things that can be used across all the other different game modes available as well. So there's some really cool things in it. I like this update a lot, and I'm a really huge fan of this game mode. So without further ado, let's hop right into it. Now with the Expeditions, we actually no longer have the Milestones tab available to us. Instead, we have this brand new Expeditions tab. And I did play a little bit of this ahead of time just so I could at least get some ideas of what I would wish to see, what I wish I knew beforehand and whatnot. But essentially, there are different phases to the Expedition, all leading up to the final phase. And as you complete these milestones along the way, you unlock progress towards the complete reward. Now this expedition, as the first expedition, is nicknamed the Pioneers, and there are 5 different phases to it. Now, you can complete any phase, any objective in any order that you wish. So you can start with phase 5 if you really wanted to. In fact, I've already got a couple of them completed. I did already complete phase 1. Phase 1 was not super challenging. It was primarily get your feet going and get everything situated. And then phase 2 and 3 and 4, I've got some random objectives completed here and there. And overall, we are probably over halfway to completing the entire expedition. Now, with that being said, there are some things that you can definitely do to maximize your ability to do this quickly. Acquire an A-class starship. The reward for completing this milestone is actually an S-class starship. It is this starship that you see me hopping into right now. Granted, I did upgrade some of the inventory space and whatnot, but it is an S-class Explorer starship with a significant amount of inventory space and a fully unlocked technology inventory. So it is really good. It's very powerful. The next thing that I would highly recommend is visiting all of the different stars. So you get a pretty decent bit of nanites, and you want to unlock the cadmium, emerald, and indium drive as soon as possible, because the red star gives you a hyperdrive upgrade. It gives you an S-class hyperdrive upgrade, which is really good, as well as it gives you cadmium. So when you go to a red star, you need cadmium to make an emerald drive. This gives you 999 cadmium. The emerald one, once you go to an emerald system, gives you emerald, which you need to make an indium drive. And then the indium one, it gives you indium, but you don't need to use that to make another drive. So you can really chain these together extremely easily to get 3 S-class hyperdrive upgrades without even having to touch down on a planet in any of those systems. And that's actually how I have all of the drives as well as S-class hyperdrive upgrades pretty quickly without having to spend any money on them. And I would highly recommend following the same route. The other reason is because part of the things that you need to do is you need to discover a new system. Now this is not that tricky. You basically just warp around until you find a system that nobody else has been to before. The issue comes when you actually need to complete 35 undiscovered systems. You need to find a total of 35 systems nobody has been to before to complete this milestone. And I think this is probably going to be the hardest milestone, just because right when you're starting out, all of the neighboring systems have pretty much already been visited. Everyone has pretty much already been to all of the different star systems. I rushed for the cadmium, emerald, and indium drive, and people had already been to those systems as well. So this is probably going to take you the absolute longest, with 1 or 2 exceptions, but it is a very good idea to start getting the drives done so you can go and visit as many undiscovered systems as possible. Now, the other main thing to point out is there are rendezvous points. So when you start out the game, you can run around and, do the usual stuff, but part of the mission objectives are to actually arrive at these rendezvous. And when you do, you get some really good rewards. You get 1,000 nanites, 3 inventory slots, a multi-tool slot, and a storage augmentation for your starship. That's really good, and you get that at every rendezvous. So with my runs, I prioritized going to the rendezvous and making the drives. And I can't open up the galaxy map to unfortunately show you guys, but essentially the next objective that I'm going to be going to is the 4th rendezvous point, and everything else I'm kind of just doing passively along the way. I hop to a system, I grab quests, hopefully for explorers standing, because you don't actually need standing in the other guilds, you only need explorers. And then along the way, I am passing those on in and working passively towards each of the other phases until obviously we'll have the entire first expedition complete. So that's kind of just a brief, rough overview. I didn't really want to go into depth and explain every single one of these or cover all of these in detail. I just kind of wanted to give a little bit of tips and tricks of something that I started out doing and thought that was a good way for me to go. So granted, this is a video that's not telling you the best way to do this. This is not optimized. This is not giving you all the solutions. It's just kind of giving you a little bit of an overview of what you might expect from this, from the expedition. I think they're very, very cool. I really do like it. I like the fact that it's a limited time event. Hopefully, with the next expeditions that come out, I don't know if it's going to wipe your save file, if you're going to have to start over again or anything else, but we will have to see. And I'm very excited for the different expeditions that start to get released and whatnot. But for now, that is kind of all I had. It was going to be a very, very simple explanation video, just kind of giving you a couple tips and tricks of what I found easiest and what I thought might be the best way to go through with actually completing this. So hopefully you guys did enjoy just some of my ponderings and ramblings and whatnot. And hopefully we will be able to see you guys in the next video. Have a good rest of your day, evening, and or night. And we'll see you sometime soon, everyone. Take it easy.